I have decided at the end of April, we are actually going to put the Legalpreneur Podcast on a hiatus. This decision was not come too lightly. But I do want to explain. So we're a very small team. Right now, we're a team of 4, and we're in true startup mode. I've talked about my vision for Legalpreneur. I want to sell for at least $1 billion. I think we can sell for way more than that. And my goal is to truly empower small businesses to not be scared of the legal side. I want to empower solo and small firm attorneys to be able to create the law firm of their dreams and then connect the two through our legal.
Welcome to the Legalpreneur Podcast. I'm your host, Andrea Sager, founder and CEO of Legalpreneur Inc. As a serial entrepreneur and someone that works exclusively with small business owners legally protecting their business, I'm dedicated to covering common legal issues faced by business owners, providing you with the business knowledge you need to catapult your business's growth and showing you just how some of the world's most elite entrepreneurs have handled these legal and business issues themselves. In true attorney fashion, the information in this episode is not legal advice. This is for informational purposes only, and you should always consult with your attorney before implementing any of the information in the show.
Hello there. Welcome back. Happy Friday. This is a very special episode. It's pretty crazy, actually. I realized earlier this week that today is the 3-year anniversary of the Legalpreneur Podcast. I have enjoyed this so much because it's given me a platform and a voice to continue teaching and educating when it comes to the legal side of business. Because when I started my first business, I was in law school. And there were mistakes that I made, even being in law school. As a small business owner going through law school, I knew, wow, I'm having these issues. I know there's so many more people that don't even have the education or background that I do that are making, 100 times more mistakes. And so from then on, I knew small business owners just needed to be educated. And then when I started at the big law firm I was at, I saw this was actually during the retail apocalypse. And so my first business was a clothing boutique. And I saw the rise of boutiques when major big box stores were shutting down left and right. Malls were completely shutting down. And even I remember sitting in this office on the 38th floor in Cincinnati, looking at all these headlines of it's the retail apocalypse. All these stores, all these malls are shutting down, da 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 da. But I saw a complete opposite story because I was on the other side of it. I saw the rise of small businesses. And I remember sitting there in my office, daydreaming, like, oh, that would be so cool if I could be the go-to attorney for small businesses. And I think it was about a year ago, I was sitting in my house in the Heights, and I was like, holy shit. I just remember that vision that I had in the office. And I was like, wow, like I am actually living that. Like I am this go-to attorney. I've educated and empowered so many small businesses to not be scared and to truly embrace the legal side because it can bring in revenue. It doesn't have to just be a cost factor in your business. And so when I had that moment a year ago, I was like, wow, that's really cool. And basically for the past year, I've been putting out 3 episodes a week. I've missed a few here and there, but I've put out basically 3 episodes a week for the past year. And all that to say, I have decided at the end of April, we are actually going to put the Legalpreneur Podcast on a hiatus. This decision was not come too lightly. But I do want to explain. So we're a very small team. Right now, we're a team of 4. And we're in true startup mode. I've talked about my vision for Legalpreneur. I want to sell for at least $1 billion. I think we can sell for way more than that. And my goal is to truly empower small businesses to not be scared of the legal side. I want to empower solo and small firm attorneys to be able to create the law firm of their dreams, and then connect the two through our Legalpreneur membership. And doing that, being so small, it's a lot. Basically, like, I love creating content. Don't get me wrong. I love creating this content for the podcast. I love creating TikToks, social media content. I love all of it. But I am spread too thin. My entire team is spread too thin. And we've had to just get really real and figure out, okay, what is going to produce the most ROI at this time? And I'm not saying we're never going to bring back the Legalpreneur podcast, but right now we have to figure out what is producing the most ROI. And I know so many people love the podcast. I know so many people get great information from it, and it'll still be there. Like, you'll still be able to go back and listen to all 200 and something, but almost 300 episodes. But we won't be putting out any new content for the foreseeable future. Like, I think 100% we'll start creating content again, but until we're able to hire more people, until we raise money to hire more people, we have to put this on pause right now, because creating 3 episodes a week is not easy. It's a lot of interviews. It's a lot of just me creating content, sitting here talking to the camera, which I love. I've become very fond of staring at myself on a computer, actually. But no, seriously, I've enjoyed everything. And you still have new content coming for the next month. So if you have a topic that you would like covered, reach out on Instagram, or you can email us and say, hey, before the podcast is put on hiatus, I would love to hear an episode about this. I would love more information about this. And I will do my best to create an episode around that before we go on a hiatus. And I don't know how long. I mean, it could be a couple months. It could be a year, or it could just be, hey, we actually decided not to go on a hiatus. But no, I think we do need to pause this for now. But I will release new episodes up until the end of April. But just know that the end of the Legalpreneur podcast for now is coming. And of course, if you need more resources, more education, you need help, we're still here. Like, the Legalpreneur is not going anywhere. Just the podcast is being put on a hiatus. So we have our Legalpreneur membership, 2 tiers now, all access to your own attorney for $349 a month, or all the resources and education for $99 a month. And of course, we still have our DIY trademark course. We can file your LLC. And don't forget the Legalpreneur book. Of course, that is always there. All right. I hope that you all have a wonderful day. Let me know if there is an episode you would like to hear. And yeah, I will see you next week. And we will, again, put out new content for the next month. And then we will be on hiatus after that. But happy 3 years to the Legalpreneur podcast. And have a great weekend.
Here at Legalpreneur, we're committed to providing a supportive legal community for all business owners. I know how scary the legal stuff can be. If you found this information helpful, I would be so grateful if you could share it with a fellow business owner. And quite frankly, it doesn't cost anything to rate, review, or subscribe to the show. Your support helps me reach more listeners, which allows me to support more business owners in their entrepreneurial journey. Have any questions or comments about the show? Feel free to drop me a line on Instagram. I promise I read all of the messages and comments. And if you want to be a guest on the show or know someone that would make a great guest, simply fill out our application form and a team member will reach out if we think it's a good fit. I'll see you in the next episode.